And both of these programs championship winners. And away we go. Kaylee Mudge is the senior from Winter Springs, Florida, all ACC performer. And a player that head coach Lonnie Alameda calls the light and the joy of this Florida State roster. Down to the first, Carly scooping. One down.
I think this Arizona team is coming to this tournament somewhat of on a high with the way that they played last weekend in their opening games. Got a run-roll win in every single game. And when we talked to their head coach, Caitlin Lowe, she was just glowing about the leadership and the feel and the energy in this program. Would say a lot to back it up with the win against FSU.
Mac Leonard, the first baseman, steps in, swing and a miss. Out of Normal, Illinois, all ACC last year. In fact, led Florida State with a .357 average. Her first year in Tallahassee after transferring from Illinois State. Made a huge impact.
Versatile pitches, plays defense, can hit the ball, and really opens up the lineup for Coach Alameda.
And a base hit. Pulls that one through the right side.
Just comes in and showing that leadership immediately, knowing that Devin Nitz is going to Nick Speeds. This is a changeup that hangs just a little bit, gets in the eyes, and Leonard is just going to drive it, get it out on the green for the first hit of the game. Really good job of staying back on that pitch.
Here is Harding, junior from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Florida State's been here every year. Last year they went 5-0 in Clearwater. And although technically there's not a championship game, they have regularly played in the Sunday night feature and have won a couple of those, including Harding getting a walk-off in extra innings over UCLA last year. They have loved coming to town. A little over-aggressive on that swing out of the zone. 1-2.
It's usually early season stuff. Like the ball gets up in your eyes and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna go get it. And then you're like, oh, it's above my head.
Yeah, and then it keeps going up, like over your head, yeah.
Down in the dirt, blocked by Izzy Pacho behind the dish.
It's a good adjustment, though, by Nets with that changeup. Remember, it's a pitch that Leonard hit out to right field because she left it up. Next time that she throws it, she misses it more down in the dirt with 2 strikes.
And to your point, you know when Taryn Moa is your pitching coach and she's calling pitches, you're going to be throwing that changeup a lot. She knows how damaging the changeup can be to opposing offense. One of the best in the game at throwing that changeup, that championship that she led Arizona to.
Oh, what a coaching staff Caitlin Lowe has with Mowat and Lauren Lappin, a former Olympian for the United States. Runner was on the move there.
And if you didn't have a changeup when you got to Arizona or wasn't your best pitch, she's going to work with you and make it real good, real fast. She knows.
And I think to your point, too, Lauren Lappin, one of the best defensive, and she was a shortstop and catcher. I mean, she can really just teach it all, and I think the defense very improved for Arizona this year as well.
Runner on the move again, and
It's ball 4.
Ball 4.
Good throw, though, by Pacho.
So the walk. Yeah, you saw Leonard peeking back in towards the plate, and then she turned on the jets as if that was a strike.
Harding ends up drawing this walk after taking this curveball that just misses off the plate, is able to hold her barrel back.
2 on with 1 out for Michaela Edenfield, the sophomore out of Sneads, Florida. Terrific freshman campaign that saw her hit 16 home runs with 50 runs batted in.
I feel like actually it's going to be an illegal pitch, so the count's going to go 1-0 because Devin Netz was in her glove, then came out of her glove, and then went back to her glove. So Caitlin Lowe going to call a timeout, but home plate umpire called that pretty much immediately when he saw it.
Yeah, that's Ron Burkhart behind the plate. Don Brown at first base. Marty Abazishan at third today. And the early threat here for the Seminoles in the top of the first.
Sure, they're talking a little bit of strategy. Edenfield up. Edenfield with a lot of pull, a lot of power on the inner half.
Pitch. Slow roller to short. Carroll, second over to first, double play, Arizona. The defense cleans it up.
Caitlin Lowe jumps out of the dugout after going out to talk to her pitcher, Devin Netz. She rolls her a double play to quickly get out of the inning and shut down Florida State's offense.
Back here in Clearwater, Florida, with Florida State taking on Arizona as we move to the bottom of the first. Allison Royalty in the circle for the Seminoles, the junior from Texas. Set to take on Arizona. Royalty, one of the transfers from Arizona State.
Leading off for the Wildcats.
13 wins in a couple of years in Tempe, and now facing a familiar foe.
Well, she didn't throw against Arizona last year, but she did in 2021. She's going to be mid-60s. She's gutsy. She throws with a lot of energy. She's rise and change up, working on something lower in the zone. Just going to rely on that defense to help her out behind her.
Jazz Perez-Chica has taken over that leadoff spot. And a look at their starting lineup. Izzy Pacho, the catcher, in the 4 spot. First hit of the year, first at bat was a grand slam for Izzy.
It's not bad.
Take it.
Good way to start the new year.
That makes you feel good.
You know, I think that you're all a little bit surprised to see Allison Royalty get the start, not Kat Sandercock, but coming into this weekend, Lonnie Alameda talked about maybe a different mindset coming into this tournament where, quote unquote, they don't have to sell out as much as they have in the past because their conference RPI is already so high and getting stronger.
Large pitching staff this year. Incidentally, Kat Sandercock was warming up down in the bullpen before Royalty even threw a first pitch. And now has returned to the dugout, but a lot of different arms for Lonnie to go to. She's already started talking about schedule management because they play 20 ranked teams this year on their schedule. Perez-Chica sends it the opposite way, 1 down.
Well, and to your point, that's probably the reason that she knows she's got to develop her pitching staff. It can't just be Sandercock.
Exactly.
Next bat for the Seminoles, number 30.
Got another game going on right now. Oklahoma State, Nebraska. Pokes have the bases loaded for Lexi Kilfoyle. Nebraska will record the out at home and keep the Cowgirls off the board, but they still have a couple of outs to work with. That game is currently on ESPN Plus. And we'll go ahead and watch both, see if Oklahoma State, already with a win today. They beat Texas A&M 8-0. Hit a couple of home runs. Kelly Maxwell had 12 strikeouts. And their second game of the day here against Nebraska. That's on your right. On the left, our Arizona-Florida State game.
was going to say that pretty much Oklahoma State just playing the old Big 12 schedule, right? Like just get the
Exactly.
game back together here in Clearwater.
Blaze Behringer is the batter on the left. Cheyenne Factor on your right. Good block in the dirt by Edenfield. Factor, by the way, did have a home run in that game earlier today. She steps back up with the bases loaded, and now we're back to Wildcats and Seminoles. Two-one pitch. Base hit. Well struck out to Mudge and left. And a one-out base runner for Arizona. Blaze Behringer, aptly named. She's hitting over 500 early in the
Next batter for the
season.
Wildcats is second
Yeah, she's blazing that pitch on the outside corner. She goes with it really well. And the way that Florida State actually had her defended, they had the center fielder all the way pulled over and toward left field, middles, up the middle, at second, shortstop, and Muffley in that 5-6 hole, knowing that she does a good job of going the opposite way.
In the 3 spot, Allie Skaggs. And here comes, literally and figuratively, the heart of this Arizona squad. Skaggs, Pacho, and Skupin suffered heavy losses to graduation and transfer in the off-season. And what we talked about with Caitlin Lowe this week, we have competitors and we have people that want to be here. And so far, throughout the fall, and there you see Lauren Lappin, the third base coach. And there's Caitlin. Just how much fun they've been having, how passionate they've been. It's been a tight-knit group with what she called a very difficult summer when some of their key players not only transferred, but transferred to UCLA. Charlize Palacios and Janelle Mionyo. But that means opportunity is knocked for others, and so far they've been taking advantage.
I should give a lot of credit to Allie Skaggs and Izzy Pacho, who is on deck, is coming to the office, being the leaders, changing the feel and the energy. And I mean, she was just raving about the leadership and how different it felt coming into this fall, mainly because of these two leaders.
Yeah, and they said they wanted a change in culture. They wanted the team to have a different feel this year than last.
And a free pass for Skaggs pushes a runner into scoring position with one out.
This is where it gets interesting for Arizona because Pacho's up scooping, protecting Pacho. This is where they can do a lot of damage and put up big numbers on the board.
Allison Royalty, this is her 4th appearance, 10 1/3 innings of work. And with all the different options, you know, decisions for Lonnie Alameda, do we stick with somebody and make them fight through it, or do we have a quick hook? Kat Sandercock, who has already warmed up once, is back out there.
And that's always, I think, the hard decision coaches have to make early in the season because you don't want your pitchers to get in trouble and immediately start looking to the bullpen knowing that they're going to get the hook. You want them to learn to battle, to work out of it, to be a number 2 or 3 pitcher behind your ace, Catherine Sandercock. And you never really develop when you get in trouble and immediately are removed from the game.
Well, and I feel like that's what Coach Alameda is so good at. She has such a good heartbeat on her pitching staff, and will go out there and coach them through an inning and understand how to get out of it, to go deeper into a game, to give them the confidence that they can do it.
Pacho is the senior from Tucson.
Good looking pitch right there, 57-mile-an-hour changeup out of her hand. It looked like it was going to be harder. Beautiful pitch.
Izzy's numbers at the plate have gotten better in each of the last 3 seasons. From sub 200 to nearly 400 last year, and starting out over 500 this season through the first 5 games. the other thing too for Lonnie Alameda, not just the decisions about who and when, but also every single pitch. You know, she's their primary pitch caller over there. Now in her 15th season, going into the Hall of Fame this December.
Well deserved.
Yeah.
Such a good pitch caller.
They are the preseason favorites again in the ACC. As that league has rapidly improved with new additions at Clemson and Duke in recent years. Virginia Tech, again strong this season. All should be in the mad dash for the top of the Atlantic Coast Conference. All in the rankings this week.
Nice pitch. Changeup just spins in the opposite direction. It's moving. It kind of starts to get up in your eyes and then just falls off the table.
That's the third changeup of this at-bat.
Yeah.
1-2 pitch.
And then again,
Yes.
seems like when Coach Alameda went out there to talk to Allison Royalty, was, hey, what pitch do you want to mix in there? Maybe it was Lonnie's idea, maybe it was Royalty's idea, but clearly it was, let's work the changeup more. This pitch just missed inside. Izzy Pacho confidently taking that pitch, though.
Full count.
You know it was going to be a changeup. I was wondering if Pacho was going to be sitting that pitch.
Good bat here. Good battle.
8th pitch of the AB. 2 on after a single and a walk with Behringer and Skaggs aboard. Big hole if Pacho can put it out there in right center. That's because the left fielder, Kaylee Mudge, is almost out of play. And Kaylee Harding is essentially left center.
Right there, center
She's in
field.
the shadows.
And look at the middles. The shortstop, Muffley, she's way over in the 5-6. In the middle, Flattery, she's way up the middle.
Pacho back up the middle and snagged by Flaherty for the double play. Stepping on the base at second. Both sides with a DP in the first inning. Cleaned up nicely by the Noles.
TaxAct Clearwater Invitational, presented by EvoShield, is brought to you by TaxAct. File for less and get more. St. Pete, Clearwater, Florida. Let's shine. Plan your escape at visitstpeteclearwater.com. EvoShield, the source for custom fitting protective gear. And Gatorade, and our commitment to fuel tomorrow.
Don't need to be at the beach. This'll do just fine right here. A little dirt.
I'll rub the eyes.
Oh, that's going to sting a little bit. That's all right. Shake it off, buddy. Scoreless through 1. Both defenses coming up with double plays to end threats in that first. It's back to work for Devin Netz against 5, 6, and 7 for the Noles. Devin Flaherty, senior from Sarasota, 2-time All-ACC performer. .333 on the year for Devin, has driven in a couple. And Netz gets the strikeout. Her first, one down.
And there's that energy that Netz, because after the strikeout, she's like yelling at her catcher, Pacho. You can see the energy and pitch on the outside corner, and Flaherty's just gonna whiff through it. Look at the energy. Love it.
Katie Dack, transfer from Texas A&M.
It's always fun to see all of the different personalities in the circle. You'll have somebody like Devin Netz, who really is fiery, and then somebody super stoic who doesn't show a lot of emotion, like Kelly Maxwell for Oklahoma State.
Just points, yeah.
Yeah, all the different personalities, a wide spectrum.
Beautiful. You can't be a wallflower and go pitch at Arizona. I mean, you think of the history of arms they have had there, national championship trophies lining the case from back in the days of Debbie Day and Susie Parra through Nancy Evans and Jenny Finch, Taryn Mowat, Leisha Hollowell. Base runner here for Florida State, and Katie Dack.
This is such a hard play for Blaze Behringer. Did everything that she could to charge this ball, get it on a short hop right there, and then transfer to get a good grip, throw on the run. Not easy at all. Carly Scupin looked like she stretched a little bit too early for that, but it would have been a hard play nonetheless.
Yeah, E5 to Behringer. Hallie Waycaser. First error of the season for Arizona. They were scot-free through their first weekend. And there's a little flare out to left and on drop. Base hit Waycaser. Second hit of the day for Florida State, and that'll push Dack into scoring position.
And this is where Florida State's so good, is they capitalize.
Next
They know
batter for the
how
Noles, the
to
shortstop,
grab the momentum.
Josie Muffley.
In the 8th spot, the shortstop, Josie Muffley. Fifth year at college, 4th year at Florida State. She has been the mainstay at short through this recent run of success for the Seminoles. Fighting through injury practically every step of the way. Back, ankle, knee.
She goes hard too. She's always laying out her body. Already had a top 10 Sports Center play opening weekend. I think she got #1 on opening weekend. Laid out in left field. Oh, diving toward left field. She plays shortstop.
Netz gets the corner, 1-2.
Almost working a high drop, it looks like, out there. It's an elevated pitch, mid-belt or so, middle part of the body. And a lot of times when you see a pitch in that location, you think it's going to continue up. This one looks like it's starting to dive back down.
Muffley protects.
Good spot right there by Devin Netz. Just missed off the plate. Even better take by Josie Muffley. Working ahead in the count, 1-2 count. Throws it a little bit off the plate. Izzy Pacho letting that ball outside of her body.
The other pitches are drops going down. That was a curve going away.
Muffley off the glove of Netz, and everybody's going to be safe, and the bases are loaded with 1 out.
Next batter for the Noles, the third baseman,
An error and a
Christina
couple little
Hartley.
tricklers off the bat. And a chance for Christina Hartley now in the 9 spot in the order. Infield will be in, so's the outfield. Hartley 0 for 3 on the season, but has also walked 3 times. Behringer will make the play to the plate. They'll get 1 for the second out and leave them loaded for the top of the order.
The next batter, the left fielder, Kaylee Mudge.
Kaylee Mudge grounded to first, her first time up. Seven base runners already for Florida State. Trying to figure out a way to get one home.
Not a lot of hard contact off of Devin Netz the first time through. Mac Leonard had that single in the first off a changeup, but really, that's it.
Mudge, base hit, inside the bag at first. Kicked by Dimmler out in right field, and that will score 3 for Florida State. On a rocket from Mudge.
Kaylee Mudge, just so much energy, such a prototypical leadoff hitter. She's fast, she's smart, pitch on the inside corner and just attacks it, drives it right past Scoopin at first, who's pulled in a little bit, and then a little bit of a bobble out there with Dimmler kicking it into the corner, and with 2 outs, everybody's running. The Noles putting 3 big runs up on the board on a Kaylee Mudge RBI double.
Second error of the inning for Arizona, lets the 3rd run home. And now Mudge at third base with 2 outs.
It's what we're used to seeing Florida State do time and time again, is that they'll get 2 outs and it just doesn't phase them. They do such a good job of using every single out in an inning. So much 2-out scoring for Florida State whenever we watch them play.
Scored a double, then E9 on Dimmler. 3 runs across, and here's Mac Leonard out of the 2 spot. Has already singled once today.
Really veteran lineup too for Florida State. A lot of returners, a lot of at-bats and experience that they have in their order.
A couple of singles, 2 errors, aiding Florida State and a 3-0 lead.
And again, that's just where they capitalize. They're so good. You open the door a little bit and they just slam it open.
Official score has now changed it to a single and a 2-base error.
Ooh. I thought that was a double. I mean, it was
2
down the
RBI,
line,
yeah.
deep into the corner.
With Mudge speed?
I'm going to say it's a double.
That's how it'll appear in the box score tomorrow. Smitty says double.
Well, because I have it in pen
Scarborough
already.
concurs. Yeah, that'll get them dancing in the dugout. Yeah. One, 2 from Netz. Good fight from Mac Leonard. right back to Netz, who will make the play to first. Well, Florida State gets 3 in to take the lead as we head to the bottom of the second. Oh, it's turned into the Tournament of Champions here in Clearwater. How about all the teams that have titles? UCLA's here, they got a dozen. Arizona, your 8-time national champions. There's Reveille, Texas A&M winning the title twice. And then Michigan, Alabama, Florida State, all with 1 championship each. So that accounts for 25 of the 40 national championships, and we've got those programs here. This is your upcoming games, our schedule update brought to you by EvoShield. We call these linear networks. That means you can watch them on your television. Virginia Tech, Oklahoma State gets things started tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. Whew. Arkansas, Florida State, got good games coming up tomorrow. UCLA, Alabama. And then there's all kinds of games on ESPN Plus as well. Beth Mullins, Amanda Scarborough, Michelle Smith. Unfortunately, we are not the booth of champions. We came close a time or two, but we are that elusive hardware.
Yes.
We've won a few post games in our day, but Florida State's got the 3-0. Thanks for the jaded laughter. 3-0 Florida State over Arizona. 5, 6, and 7. Let's check out Carly Scupin.
Arizona has a lineup that can quickly get back into this game. So much offense, can hit the ball hard. Carly Scupin, of course, a big part of that with the power that she has from the left-hand side.
How about last weekend? 2 taters and 14 runs batted in 5 games.
Yeah, he's only struck out once in her 16 at-bats. RBIs in every single game so far this year.
Oh, great snag by Leonard. Saved extra bases down the line, 1 away.
Florida State is so good with their defensive positionings and shifts. Look at where Mac Leonard is playing back behind first base. And she's going to be prepared for a shot off the bat as Scupin have plenty of time to field it, plenty of time to get to first base, understanding that Scupin has that pull power.
Well, we've seen it already a couple of times here in the ball game. The importance of positioning your defense starts with your preparation and good scouting reports, knowing the opponent, knowing the situation.
Well, Lonnie's so good at that. I mean, not only does she work with her pitchers and then she calls the pitches, she has just almost like prophet-like ability to know where the ball's going to be hit because she is calling the pitches. And, you know, the key to that, though, is her pitchers are throwing to the spot at which she's calling, so therefore you can position your defenders.
Well, and you even look at the shift that they have going on here, which is similar to when they turn the double play. But Flaherty, the second baseman, playing right up the middle of the field. She's right there by second base when normally a second baseman plays over here. But look at her playing up the middle of the field, defensive shift with the outfielders too. Again, constantly looking at the scouting reports and positioning their players.
I thought Lonnie Alameda made a great point about sprinkling analytics and technology into our scouting reports and using it to your advantage, but making it simple for the players to digest and then execute. And we're seeing some of that here.
Because we talk about our sport, it's reactionary, and we say it all the time. If you're thinking, you're stinking. You don't want to overthink the game. So that's where the sprinkle in becomes important.
Sprinkle the infield. By the way, we don't say thinking stinking. You say thinking stinking.
Okay.
Well, and I think with defensive positioning, too, you have to look at not just what the hitter does, but what your own pitcher does, too, and the outs that she produces. So you're not just looking at what Devin Netz does, but what kind of outs does Allison Royalty produce when she's in the circle, and then you have to figure it out on your own.
And isn't that the challenge early in the season with freshmen or transfers? learning your pitchers.
And then at the same time, you have to have a pitcher who you trust to hit her spots. If a pitcher you're going for a curveball and she ends up bleeding it over the inside part of the plate and you're positioned for a curveball, well, then you're going to get beat.
Yep.
But you have to be able to hit your spots to work with that defensive positioning, as there is a cute little doodle.
Aw. Service doodle.
Nets rips one into the crowd. There will be gratuitous dog shots throughout the tournament this weekend.
Keeps us happy up here. As if softball's not enough. You know, we need the dogs too.
It's good at bat right here. Nets and Royalty. Eighth pitch of the AB. Down and in, full count.
Hey, win it right here.
You know, and just thinking about, too, the data that they have on the defensive positioning, but also on pitch calling and what the pitches are doing in the bullpen in terms of rotation and spin, and what Lonnie Alameda called the DNA of a pitcher. And she's such a good pitching coach. I just thought of this, and Michelle always has her puns and phrases, but Lonnie has the 3 M's of a pitching coach: metrics, mechanics, and mindset. That she's so good at working with her pitching staff to develop them and understand them and truly get down to the bottom of their pitching DNA.
Good for over 800 wins in the course of her career. Got another game going on as well here this afternoon. Oklahoma State has taken the lead on Nebraska 3-0. That's on ESPN Plus, by the way, as Oklahoma State looks for its 2nd win of the day. Oh, they're even going to show you how they scored. Look at that.
Right on cue.
Looks like 3 runs are going to score on that. Kenny Gajewski says, yeah, we'll take it. Devin Netz draws the walk on the left side of your screen, the 10th pitch of the at-bat. Gets a base runner. And Lonnie will come out to talk to Royalty. I think the big thing, too, when you talk about the 3 M's, it looks like Kat Sandercock may be coming in. But the importance of that preparation and that knowledge, and you guys can attest to this, you're going to be so much more confident when you're comfortable that I've prepared, and my coach has prepared me, and my catcher has prepared me, and we've got a pitching change here. And Smitty's response to all of that when we come back, and we'll talk a little. Kat Sandercock,
Number 32,
I'm out.
Catherine Sandercock.
Pitching change, the senior from McLean, Virginia, Catherine Sandercock, the ace of the staff, coming on in relief here in the bottom of the 2nd.
One of the most elite in the game, can really spin the ball, controls the edges, and Coach Alameda just says, you know what, she hit the weight room really hard in the offseason. She's developing a changeup and a rise ball to go along with an outstanding pitch down in the zone, and she's hunting inches with that curve, and that's one of the things that Coach Alameda really loves about Catherine Sandercock. She doesn't rest on her laurels. She comes back for her final season, and as we said, hunting those inches, a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of edge, to try and get her team back to the Women's College World Series and in the hunt for a national championship.
3 pitchers in the history of Florida State softball have 100 career wins. Kat Sandercock will likely join them by the end of the season and has a shot with a monster year of becoming the winningest ever in Tallahassee. Fouled off by Olivia Donardo, the DP, in the 7th spot in the lineup. She's also come on for 8 saves over the course of her career, the 81 wins in over 140 appearances for FSU. Grounded, base hit. Got by Mufflet. And the tying run will come to the plate for Arizona with 1 out.
Oh, this is a good pitch on the inside corner. It's a little bit of a jam job. And Olivia's going to get jammed up just a little bit on this. You can see how she hits it off the hands. But where Muffley is playing up the middle, it's almost routine ground ball to the shortstop position. And that's where at times with over positioning, if you get beat on it, it's something that might have been a ground ball out becomes a base hit. But that's the trust again factor that Lonnie Alameda has her pitchers buy into, is that pitch the ball, we're going to shift, and if we get beat, hey, it happens once in a while.
Logan Cole is the pinch runner out at second base now for Arizona. So a walk and a single have 2 aboard for the number 8 hitter Paige Dimmler. And a chance for immediate redemption for Paige. It was an error in the last inning out in right field that cost him a couple of runs. And the pass ball here will let the Wildcats advance.
We talked about all those runs that Arizona scored last weekend, and what impressed Caitlin Lowe, their head coach, the most was that they actually only hit 4 home runs. Really liked how scrappy her offense was at putting things together, a lot like what we're seeing within this inning. A 10-pitch walk by Nets and that single by DiNardo.
66 hits last weekend, 54 of them were singles. By the way, score that last one a wild pitch. And the chase out of the zone from Dimmler. So the immediate test for Kat Sandercock here in the circle. Missed it away. Dimmler, the sophomore from Vista, California, hit 500 that first weekend for Arizona. Was a member of the all-freshman team last year, hit a shade under 300 for the season. Double-digit home runs.
Nice pitch. That rise ball that Sandercock worked hard on.
It's that location that she threw it.
Two.
Oh.
Just got a piece of the rise. Struck her out. Went back up top at 68 miles an hour, 2 down.
Michelle, you could tell that they had a game plan to go to that rise ball, and they went to it over and over and over again, just luring Paige Dimmler in to swing at it, working inches within that at bat to move it up and up the ladder, sticking with that pitch, believing in it, and getting the strikeout with it.
Second team All-American a year ago for Kat. And now facing Dakota Kennedy. The freshman in the 9 spot in the order. Calling out a lot of younger players, a lot of underclassmen getting opportunities this year for Arizona. Two and 0. Rated as one of the top 5 outfielders in high school out of Sacramento.
Make a play here, make a play, make a play. Make a play, make a play, make a play.
Sandercock just can attack every quadrant of the zone. Really working that up zone against Dimmler, and now she's coming back underneath the hands of Kennedy.
2 down with the tying run at the plate for Arizona.
It's getting interesting with Paris Chica on deck, the leadoff hitter for Arizona. Whew.
Full count.
Really good job of hitting that low inside corner. You know, a lot of right-handed pitchers love to throw to that arm side of the plate, so away from lefties, but Sandercock really showing that she can control the inner half against left-handed hitters, and that's a big part of the game. You've got to be able to throw on that inside corner.
Make a play, Jake, make a play.
Called strike 3. Kennedy kept the bat on her shoulder, and the strikeout for Sandercock. Back to end the threat.
Catherine Sandercock showing why she is one of the best in the country. Control, poise, a pitch right down the gut to get out of it. Sandercock with the big strikeout.
Our performance update prepared by TaxAct. Over to the other field, and Oklahoma State scoring again. Caitlin Carlisle's second triple of the ball game drives in a run, and it is Pokes over Huskers 5-zip. And a big day for OK State. 13-0 outscoring foes
Leading off for the Noles, the center fielder,
so far.
Kelly Harding.
Right next door to that field is our field here, Field 9 at the Eddie Seymour Softball Complex. Home of the TaxAct Clearwater Invitational. 3-0 Florida State. Arizona had a chance. Kat Sandercock on in relief, struck out a pair with the tying run at the plate. 3-0 Seminoles. As we move on to the third. 3-4-5. This is Kaylee Harding to face Devin Netz. Kaylee walked her first time out. Day 1 of our 4 days here in Clearwater. 40 games coming your way. Still have Nebraska UCLA on ESPN Plus later tonight. And then Friday's action starts at 10 a.m. Arizona will be up early to face Texas A&M, and Oklahoma State has Virginia Tech. Get us going tomorrow.
That'll be a good one. What do you think? Emma Lemley against...
Let's see, I don't think Lexi Kilfoyle's pitching today, right? So it could be Lexi. We get to see Virginia Tech against Arizona and UCLA. That Saturday night as Harding laces the single out to left, and the leadoff is on base. What's been happening today? Well, Oklahoma State got a run rule win over Texas A&M. Alabama led 5-0 before Duke rallied, put a scare in the Tide, but Bama holds on 5-4, and Louisiana got a win over Indiana 4-1 for the Ragin' Cajuns.
You know, I know we're working, but today kind of feels like the first day of vacation, like we were talking about earlier, where like you're excited, you're looking ahead, oh my gosh, I have so many games left, so many days, and then Sunday's gonna feel like the last day of vacation when you don't want it to be over.
You get to hang out with all your friends.
And at least after Sunday, there's still more softball.
True. Yeah, it's not the end of the
A lot
season.
more.
Good point. Yeah, we're just at
It's
the very
only
beginning.
just begun. I almost riffed into the Carpenters right there for some of the older folks, but I held off. It's way too early in the season.
Never too early for the Carpenters.
We've only just begun. 1-0 pitch to Edenfield. Grounded into the 6-4-3 double play to end a threat in the first. It's something that doesn't get talked a whole lot about in women's athletics because we don't like to talk about weight. But here's a perfect example of getting into the weight room, dropping a few pounds, adding some muscle. You feel good, your confidence goes up, your game gets better and better, and you continue to strive to improve even though you had a heck of a season. And that's sliced back to the track, and at the base of the wall, the catch is made by Paige Dimley.
She just missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a really good defensive play by Paige Dimler going back. That ball got elevated enough with the winds, and she's fighting the sun.
Baseman, Devin Flaherty.
But of the utmost importance to feel good about yourself
Absolutely.
physically. And now both of these coaches, and it's something that's become more and more popular and a necessity around college athletics, mental fitness coaches as well. Flaherty, base knock. That could be extras. Harding racing around third and heading for home. RBI double Devin Flaherty. 4-0 Seminoles.
Devin Flaherty is a veteran hitter for this Florida State team. Clearly looking for an outside pitch, even stepped toward the outside corner, let that pitch get deep, and just found a gap out there in left center field to put another run on the board for Florida State. Harding, good base running, picking up her coach, not slowing down as she's rounding bases. Remember, she got a leadoff single and come around to score.
Approval coming from the dugout.
Looks like some activity in the bullpen now for Arizona. Brianna Hardy, they call her Breezy, junior college transfer. And the right-hander who has appeared in a couple of games so far for the Cats.
Oh, I love her hair. I'm going to call her the Lioness.
Yeah, it's great.
Looks like Nets will remain.
Next batter is the designated hitter, Katie Dack.
6 hits now in the ball game for Florida State to put 4 runs up. Katie Dack reached on an error in the second when Florida State scored 3 times.
Katie Dack is a player. Nice, good base running. Florida State, there's just some things that you know about them. You know that they're going to make shifts on defense. You know that they're going to be good base runners, whether it's base to base or seeing this pitch down. Flaherty got such a good jump, good read, seeing that ball down in the dirt and understanding that she has enough speed in order to get to third base.
60 feet away. No more. She'll touch home. Base hit. And an RBI for Katie Dack. 5-0.
Again, capitalizing on every little thing that Arizona has left the door open, advancement, and then the base hit. So it's an off-speed pitch, does a good job of just staying back and blasting it right past Sophia Carroll, the shortstop. Really good reactions by this offense for Florida State, doing a good job of identifying pitches and attacking them.
Pinch running for the Noles at first base, number 14, Autumn Belvi.
Autumn Belvi is the pinch runner over at first for Dack, who can re-enter. And now it's the bottom of the order that generated the runs in the second. Hallie Waycaser singled and scored. Hit and run was on. The flip over to first to get the second out. Belvi advances. What a momentum changer. The pitching change to go to Kat Sandercock in the bottom of the second. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the threat when Arizona could have tied the game, and then bang. Florida State comes right back with 2 more runs on the board. Muffley is singled and scored.
That's the importance of winning the inning. Every inning of the game, you've got to go out there, you've got to win it. Because, look what happened last game. Montana Fouts in the circle, right? And Duke, right? They kind of scratched their way back from that 5-0 deficit. No leads are safe in these games.
And it was the same score, 5-0. And Duke started to get back into the game.
We can do math.
Just tossing that out there. Nets up 0-2. This time of year, you're finding out about your newcomers. You're figuring out what your lineups might start to look like. Florida State, talking to Lonnie this week, said there's a lot of unknowns, perhaps more than in a long while at Florida State. Popped up in foul territory. Scoopin's got it. Side retired, but a couple of runs in as Florida State is figuring some stuff out. 5-0 as we head to the bottom of the third here in Clearwater, Florida. Beautiful. We are indeed coming in hot to a brand new softball season at the TaxAct Clearwater Invitational presented by EvoShield. All building up towards that Florida State-Alabama showdown in prime time on Sunday night. And there are your last 10 Women's College World Series champions. See a lot of Oklahoma there. They've won 4 in the last 6 years. They are the favorites to three-peat, which has only happened once.
That's off them out, Cat.
That was UCLA in 1988, 89, and 90. Although Arizona did have a run in the mid-90s where they won 4 of 5 and could have won 5 straight. They lost to UCLA, who was later determined to have an ineligible player, and they had to vacate that title. Kat Sandercock back in the circle to face the top of the order. That's the other thing that Sandercock, with the strikeouts, she was able to keep the top of the order away from that threat. So they will start out this third inning. And a third strikeout in a row for Kat. He struck out 3 of the first 4 she's faced, 1 down.
Just one of the most elite spinners in the game when she turns that ball over, getting underneath that rise ball, really keeping that hand underneath it and getting that late sharp break. That's all about spin, and that's a big part of her game. We saw her a lot of down early in her career, developing this rise ball over the last couple years.
Just refreshing to see a pitcher who is so committed to hunting the edge or hunting the inches like Coach Alameda talked about. And not just talk about it, but be about it, actually do it. That's what you see from Sandercock. Every single year she has brought something different to the table and been able to execute it in games.
And you know what? She probably didn't look good a time or two in practice. And that is okay. So many of these coaches we talk to, it's okay to fail around your friends. Let's find out what your weaknesses are in practice and turn them into strengths for a game. And that's what the great ones are doing. Sandercock is improving her pitches. We saw earlier Montana Fouts trying to improve her pitch repertoire. Found out what the weakness was. I got to get better. Let's go to work.
Well, with all the technology, all the video nowadays, you have to be a chameleon. If you stay the same, you're gonna get beat. You've got to be able to morph into different looks, to be able to attack all different quadrants of the zone, and then of course mixed speeds.
Right back to Kat. 2 down.
Because you know that your best pitch, like that drop ball that she just threw Behringer for Sandercock, like it's always going to be there. But to be able to develop something else that looks good, that you get swings and misses, that sets up your best pitch, just let you go deeper into games, deeper into a season, win bigger games.
All building towards the final. It's okay to make mistakes. I mean, I've been told. I don't know, but
BMO.
I'm just loving that low rise ball that she's throwing to lefties and righties, because it's one thing to say you have a rise ball and every single time you throw it, it ends up at the batter's head or at her eyes, but she's able to throw this pitch through the strike zone, make it look really appealing, trusting that spin that it's going to continue to break up.
first time against the heart of the order here. This is Allie Skaggs. Skaggs walked against the starter Allison Royalty her first time up. We're going to talk with Lonnie Alameda, the Hall of Famer. Big December coming up for Lonnie and the Florida State family. Wow. Strikeout number 4 for Kat Sandercock.
Catherine Sandercock showing that she can hammer the low zone, but the rise ball has been explosive this year. The senior lights out, moving the ball through the zone. 4 strikeouts in relief.
Welcome back to the 2023 TaxAct Clearwater Invitational presented by Evo Shield. And a welcome back to the Seminoles head coach, Lonnie Alameda.
And Coach, you talked about Kat always hunting inches, looking to get better. What makes her rise ball so special?
I mean, she's got good lift, you know. She's worked really hard being able to stay through it instead of running it, you know. So sometimes as a drop ball pitcher, you got natural movement down, and then to fight that and have movement up is really tough to do. But she's worked really, really hard on it, so she's got good split right now.
Such good insight. Thanks for that, Coach. What have you liked about your approach at the plate?
I mean, how to play on coming in. I think just aggressive swings right now and team at-bats. I know everyone's going to say that, but, you know, early in the season to have cohesion. And as you get through 15, 20 games, you got to figure what you're all about. So you just want to bring it every day here to know what Team 40 is about right now. So I really like the cohesion. Everyone's about it right now. It's pretty cool.
Thank you very much, Lonnie. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Team 40 is doing a really good job of situational hitting. Look at that, 5 for 11 with the runners on.
They have enjoyed this tournament over the years. Yes. And they're off to a good start again with the 5-0 lead. 12-5 here in their 4 Clearwater Invitationals with 8 ranked wins, including a win in last year's showcase in extra innings over UCLA. Bethany Keene grounds out to first, 1 down with the top of the order coming up. They will be in the featured Sunday night game again this season against the Alabama Crimson Tide. Kaylee Mudge grounded out in the first, then singled, and thanks to an error, motored around to third base and cleared the bases. 3-run scoring in that 3-run second inning. They tagged on 2 more in the third.
You know, clearly showing some trust in Devin Netz early in the season. Third time through the order, they're continuing to keep their starter in the game. We've seen a couple of different pitchers for Arizona warm up in the bullpen, but they've remained with her in the circle even this third time through.
Foul down a play. We've got another pitcher up for Arizona, Aisa Silva, the freshman lefty from Tucson. So we've seen a couple getting warm out there. Two-one pitch. Of course, Kaylee Mudge, get you caught up, is the poster child of perseverance. Remember a few years ago, she was barely in the lineup for Florida State and then started like the last 14 games of her freshman season and absolutely exploded at the World Series.
Yes.
Was at her best in the postseason. Set a World Series record with 14 hits in 2021 in Oklahoma City. Had a 5-hit game, and a star was born in their run to the championship series.
Won that first game against Oklahoma.
Yeah. And the Sooners rallied. Mudge draws the walk.
Always puts together quality at bats. So reliable up at the top of the order. Such a good leadoff hitter.
And pitching change coming for Arizona. And they will go to Brianna Hardy. So Devin Netz, the day is done for her.
The new pitcher for the Wildcats.
With one
number
out here
11,
in the fourth.
Brianna Hardy.
Hardy out of Sierra Vista, Arizona. 2 times a JUCO All-American, where she registered over 100 wins and 1,000 strikeouts at Phoenix College. And now stepping up to the big stage.
Impressive numbers before she gets here to Arizona. Coach Caitlin Lowe said that nothing really phases her in the circle and that she has the best changeup on the team. Works more side to side and up, but it's that excellent changeup that she'll be working into these at-bats that we'll be lucky to see.
She'll make her 3rd appearance in 3 innings of work. And Breezy will face
The next batter for the
the
Noles,
2, 3, 4
number
hitters.
13,
Netz
first
goes
baseman
3
Matt
1/3. The 5 runs on 7 hits. A couple of errors in that 2nd inning did not help the defense behind her. Mac Leonard, a single in the 1st, grounded out in the 2nd. First pitch swinging, base hit. Mudge looking to go to 3rd and slides in safely. Throw gets away and Mudge will try for home. Safe. Outstanding hustle from Kaylee Mudge to force that run in.
And Mac Leonard takes a pitch on the outside corner, just drives it in the right field, and Mudge going to be running. But one of the keys here is that you can see there's no backup. So Hardy needs to try to get behind 3rd so that Mudge cannot score. But as soon as that ball is passed, immediately she knows and is going to score.
Scored a single and then an E9 on the throw.
Is number 30, Avery Wiesbrook.
3rd error of the ball game for Arizona and the 2nd on Dimmler. Pinch runner down at 2nd base. Avery Wiesbrook And here's the three-hitter, Kaylee Harding. And Taryn Mowat.
Yeah, I think there was some confusion on the pitches being called and wanting to get on the same page, especially with the way that Izzy Pacho just kind of took that last pitch to the chest guard. Looked like crossed up a bit.
Deep breath from Harding. Singled and scored her last time up. Hard shot right at short. And diving back into the base safely is Weisbrook. But the line out for Harding and a terrific play by the new shortstop, Taylor Beal.
That play looks so close at second base. Taylor Beal got a good read toward the middle of the field. I thought she was out, but it's so hard to tell. Even if we have replay here, which we don't, I think this one would have been hard to overturn. But to the naked eye, I thought maybe got her. The play by the new shortstop. Ball always finds you, Beth, always.
Always finds you.
Does.
2 down for Edenfield. Oh for 2, grounded into double play and a fly ball to right. Hardy struggling to find
with
his own.
control, yeah. That's what I was going to say.
Here's the 3-0. Edenfield takes a strike.
Nice changeup. You know that's one of your best pitches when it's a 3-0 count. Throw it in there for a strike.
Yeah, calling the change.
Bounce back to 3-2.
Pitch has a nice little wiggle to it.
It does,
It's like
yeah.
a backdoor curveball. It's got a little late movement.
Ball 4. 2 on for Devin Flaherty here with 2 outs. RBI double for Devin back in the 3rd. And now a 4th different pitcher is up in the bullpen for Arizona. Sydney Summerdike. And that will be all for Hardy. And Silva will come on. So she lasts 3 batters. The change is a-coming. Back in a moment.
The new pitcher for the Wildcats is number 3, Isa Silva.
Got a new pitcher. And the 3rd of the inning for Arizona, it's Isa Silva, the freshman from Tucson. 3 innings of work on the season.
Silva, the freshman, left-hander. She's going to work in the low to mid 60s. She's got a good rise ball, curveball, screwball combination. So east and west a little up, and just likes to attack from that belt up. Key against this Florida State team. We'll be trying to get them to swing through pitches, but very stoic. Coaches love the way her demeanor, not much phases her. I think games like this are always great opportunity to gain some experience.
Maddie Fry is the pinch runner over at first base. With Devin Flaherty up, 2 on, 2 outs. Oh, 2 pitch. He is still working it.
Best part about this activity is
Attaboy.
that it's free. You don't have to pay to play in the dirt down there.
He's got the superhero figure over there to his right, but the sand is much more interesting than Captain America. And the strikeout for Silva ends the threat. 6-0. Florida State as they get another one in. Attaboy. Kroger to the plate, and she's safe! And UCLA makes it an even dozen! And they are back on top! The thrilling walk-off finish, the first in 28 years of a national championship. A few years back for the UCLA Bruins. They're here. We'll see them tomorrow against Alabama on ESPN2. Saturday, they square off against Florida State and Virginia Tech. And then Sunday night in prime time, Florida State, Bama on ESPN, Mississippi State, UCF on E2. Great lineup coming your way. All kinds of games also available on ESPN Plus. Our game here, Florida State leading Arizona 6-0. 3 runs in the second, 2 more in the third, and 1 in the fourth. Pacho, Skupin, and Nets. 4-5-6 here for the Cats. We saw earlier today Alabama lead Duke 5-0. Duke came back to make it a 1-run game. Can Arizona do the same? Kyle Opresti is the new catcher. Bethany Keene is the new first baseman. And Avery Weisbrook is the new third baseman. Oh, knee buckler, a knee buckler. And a smile for strikeout number 5.
What a great pitch. We talked about her rise ball, her drop ball, but this flip changeup, in fact, you can see the way Lopresti caught it. It almost looked like it was going to come back out of her glove. That is outstanding. Knee buckler for sure.
Most of the outs that Sandra Cock has thrown have been on a pitch that's not her drop ball. Rise ball, that changeup that she just mixed in there. Really impressive to see her just expand her skill set right in front of her eyes.
If you've followed Kat over the years, can't speak enough about the pitch barn that Dad built in the backyard, the family farm back in Virginia.
Yep.
So she could throw in cold weather and any kind of weather, rainy weather. Take it inside, work on your craft.
I remember seeing her at the Little League Softball World Series in Portland at Alpenrose Stadium.
Yes.
I knew she was going to be special back then. That's when she talked about that barn. Her dad used to go out there and throw to him. I just had to shovel the snow off of the New
I-
Jersey
yes.
field. And
1-2 pitch. We use the term barn just because it was nice on the farm. It is actually a state-of-the-art indoor pitching facility.
Yes, yeah.
It's beautiful. 2-2. There's a shot to center field. Back it goes. Bovai watches it go. Solo home run, Carly Scoopin.
Home run for Carly Scoopin.
Carly Scoopin has so much power from the left-hand side. She has quick hands and what Caitlin Lowe calls superhuman strengths, all about trusting her rhythm and her timing. And she was timed up, outside pitch, gets her barrel to it, and that was long gone. Arizona needed that.
it looked like a rise ball that just didn't have as much up and out, going away from Scoopin as we saw some of the other pitches earlier in the game.
Third home run of the season. 15th RBI, Taylor Beal. The replacement at short will swing for the first time.
Heading for the Wildcats is
An
number
amazing
2.
Scoopin. She's had an RBI in every game so far
Beal.
this season. And, you know, I think that she's one of the key cogs in this offense for Arizona. When she's hitting, this team can do some pretty special things, especially when they're playing at home where the ball really flies. Look for her to put up a lot of big numbers this year.
She had 19 home runs last year. That's a fair ball inside the bag. Beal will head for second, checks the base coach on her way to third. The stand-up triple for Taylor.
Drop ball in the inside corner, just gets barreled up, not fooled. Looks like that maybe had a little off speed to it and just caught up to it, drove it into the corner.
Olivia DiNardo.
Arizona showing some fight here in the fourth.
Home run and a triple. And now Olivia DiNardo, who singled her first time up. She was the first batter to face Sandercock.
With the bag. Avery. Okay. Nothing.
Beal will hold.
I think there can be somewhat of an adjustment period when you are new at this tournament, never been here before, or even if your team is, or your program has played here, maybe you're new to the tournament. Like, it does take a little bit of adjusting because you see all these teams and people and cameras, and you know that there's big expectations and a lot of talk about this tournament, where Florida State has been here, done that. Tell the teams that a little bit new, it takes a little while to settle in.
1-1 pitch. Late. 1-2.
I might hit you with a question, and you might not know the answer offhand, but Michelle, how many first-time teams are here this weekend?
That is a good question. I don't know the answer to that. Obviously, Arizona. I think who else? Nebraska.
7.
7. Oh, well, look at, oh. I was like, wow, BMO.
I don't know. That's inaccurate.
We'll get that number. at
We
some
will get
point.
that
Just
number.
sell it, Smitty. Just sell
Sell
it. 7. Yeah, there's 7. But just the dimensions, where the sun, you know, as it sets, where is it falling on the field? The breeze, which continues to blow out.
Well, I thought you were saying the sun was setting. I was like, it's setting to the west, Pat. That way.
There it
That's
is.
west.
There it is. Look west. Oklahoma State now 10-0 over Nebraska, and that has gone final. So 2 run rule wins for the Pokes today. How's Bedlam going to be this year?
Interesting.
Bedlam.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
It would appear at first glance, well, Oklahoma had a couple of close games in their opening weekend. They stayed undefeated. Of course, this is life after Alo.
Yeah.
Jocelyn, the all-time home run queen, has moved on to the pros. They hit the portal and hit it pretty well, did the Sooners, in the circle and at the plate,
Yeah.
and with the glove.
Yeah.
So they have reloaded. Two in the dirt, full count. Florida State, by the way, has a road trip to the Sooner State. They'll play 3 at Oklahoma State and then I think swing through Norman on the way home. And play both those guys.
So I took a home and away. Oklahoma State was
That's right.
Tallahassee last year.
We did those games.
Yeah, it's a tough stretch. And then, of course, Arizona goes to Arkansas after this weekend. They played them 3 times and a couple of other games as well
Arkansas,
in Fayetteville.
first time here.
There you go. We're going to get this number.
She's going to be counting them all week long now. And on Sunday night, bing, a little light bulb's going to go off.
It's going to take me till Sunday. It's a possibility.
Good at bat here for the youngster DiNardo, the freshman out of San Mateo. 3-2 pitch. Right back up the middle. And the Cats got a little something going on.
3 lefties in a row, 3 hits in a row off of Sandercock, who looks so strong in that 3rd inning. Pitch that's just a little elevated, just blasted right back up the middle. Another run up on the board for Arizona, showing a lot of fight here in that 4th.
A 10-pitch at-bat for DiNardo, and she ends it with the single to drive in a run. And that'll bring up Paige Dimmler in the 8th spot in the order. See, it looks like Arizona might get another pinch runner on here. Kaya Altmaier to run for DiNardo.
We've seen a couple of 10-pitch at-bats in
Altmaier.
Arizona going deeper into the count. Caitlin Lowe said, our goal is to wear people down. How many pitches can we make them throw? Even if they don't score, but of course they've scored in this inning, but that's always their offensive goal, is to make that pitcher throw a lot of pitches.
Dimmler struck out on a Sandercock rise ball back in the 2nd. Scooping home run, a net, or a Beal triple, and DiNardo with the RBI single. Captain America has been restored.
So cute.
Look at that balance. Good job, buddy.
Getting in a little bit of everything today at the ballpark. Of course, you know what awaits at the end of the day, young man? A bath. No. Miller. 2 on with 1 out, and the rally continues here down at the bottom of the order.
Arizona just doing such a good job of getting their barrel to these pitches, whether it's moving a little bit up, moving a little bit down, shortening their swings up, letting that pitch travel a little bit more. I mean, that's back to back to back to back hits. Carly Skupin starting things with that home run, and they're going to chase Sandercock.
Wow, are they going to chase Kat Sandercock right here with the 4 straight hits?
The lefties.
McKenna Reed is out in the pen. Freshman out of Portland, Oregon. Gonna let Kat stay and work through it, and what a big moment here for Dakota Kennedy, who came up with an opportunity to score a pair in the second and got caught looking at a Cat curveball to end the inning. And stepping up here in another big moment. What did the freshman learn from the first time through? Thinking about dropping down the bunt, little short game.
Florida State fans getting a little into it, trying to create that home field advantage. A lot of them. Now Arizona's trying to combat. I like it.
Getting a little rowdy.
Back and forth.
Oh-2 pitch. High with the rise.
Arizona's definitely made some adjustments on the rise ball, not swinging through it as much, identifying it earlier.
One, two. Runners will advance. Altmaier to third, Dimmler to second.
Number 2, there was a new catcher put in for this inning, and got to be able to, throw the same to any catcher who's back there, of course. But as a pitcher, I mean, that can affect you. Not saying that's the reason, just reminding that she came in.
They did score that a wild pitch.
Yeah, it looks like that probably should have been caught there.
Yeah. All right, so 2-2 now the count for freshman Dakota Kennedy against the All-American. Swing and a miss, 2 down.
Big out.
That's number 6 for Cat.
Sandercock comes back with that rise ball, elevates it, gets it going up and away from freshman Dakota Kennedy. She's going to whiff through it.
The next batter is the center fielder, Jasmine.
So she has struck her out twice, leaving 4 on base. Jazz Paris-Chica, the leadoff. 0 for 2. Trying to slash that deficit. Coming up next inning, Caitlin Lowe on the mic for us. All-American, Olympian, 2-time national champion, back at her alma mater.
Go make the play.
Four-time All-American, 0 errors. One of the best outfielders of all time. And Kat Sandercock showing a little moxie. Back-to-back strikeouts to end a threat in the second. Can she do it again in the fourth?
Paris Chica just doesn't seem like she's seen the ball real well off of Kat Sandercock in this game. Good job of fouling that one off with 2 strikes, but if she could find the outfield here, things would definitely start to even change more. So make it 6-4 versus 6-2. Have the middle of your lineup coming up.
Slow roller to third, Weisbrook, and it's bobbled at first. Keene can't handle it cleanly. And 2-run score for Arizona, it's 6-4.
I'm not sure if Weisbrook, that throw a little bit down in the ground and possibly Keene couldn't see it. It looked like there was a lot going on there. Take a look at what happens. A slow developing play. You can see the way that she's got to throw on the run. It's down in the ground and she just pulls off the bag.
It is literally right through that slice of light, sunlight. At first base. See who they give the error to, but 2 runs come in. And it is E5, so it's Weisbrook at third with the error.
And that's a position that they've played with a couple of different players with over at third base, trying to replace Sydney Sherrill. It's going to be big to continue to keep our eye on that for Florida State.
And how about this from 6-zip? The tying run now at the plate for the Wildcats. And a big 4-run fourth. Blaze Behringer. Ten RBI through the first 5 games for Arizona and Blaze. And the strikeout for Sandercock. Arizona getting right back in it, and it started with the scooping swat.
Harley Scoopin, pitch on the outside corner, cracks open the scoreboard for Arizona. They go on to put a 4 spot up here in the inning.
Welcome back to the 2023 Tax Act Clearwater Invitational, presented by Evo Shield. We got a game brewing, 6-4, Florida State over Arizona, now joined by Caitlin Lowe.
Coach, what did you see get into your offense in that last half inning?
I think we started hunting something. You know, we were trying to cover drops and rise balls at the same time, and we all know with a good pitcher like Kat Sandercock, you just can't do that. So just kind of narrowing down what we wanted and going after it when we got it.
And Coach, what's the message to your pitching staff and your defense to keep the Noles off the board?
Honestly, we just needed to relax. And somebody made a joke in the 4th inning, and everybody kind of breathed for the first time, it felt like. So just being ourselves and not playing tight softball. That's not when we're at our best. We're our best when we're just loose and having fun and going right at people. And I thought Aisa was the tone setter of the offensive inning, to be honest.
Was the joke not safe for television, Coach? Should we move on from that?
Yeah, probably.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Well, and we were just talking about that, Aisa coming in, right, and how that really, you know, it was a 1st and 3rd situation. She comes in, she picks up the big strikeout, and then boom, the offense just puts a big 4 spot up on the board.
Now you expect this kind of fight from a pair of national champions, Florida State and Arizona. 6-4 ball game as we head to the top of the 5th. And Silva ready to go back to work. Belvide drops down the bunt. Silva slings it over to first. What a play out of the circle. The spin move.
You gotta love it. She pounced on this bunt immediately, sees the hitters show her hands and was able to change direction, field the ball. That's not easy, Michelle. I know you're a left-handed pitcher, but to be moving toward the third base side, spin around, pick up where you're supposed to throw it, and make a good throw, not an easy play at all.
And to your point, if she doesn't field that, I mean, that's a base hit. She's the only one that can make that out.
Big play from Silva to retire Belvi, and it's Haley Waycazer. Singled and scored in the second, grounded back to the pitcher in the third. And the momentum has shifted over to the left side. Arizona's dugout. Can Florida State get it back? Also of note, I think, a decision for Lonnie, right? Does she come back with Kat Sandercock again?
Good question.
Seen some bullpen activity. Good news for the players is the sun has set almost completely now off of the field. The only problem is at first base.
Look at that big softball.
Oh my goodness.
It's an autograph softball.
Yes.
Could do some spin work, I think,
There
with
you
that
go.
softball, too.
Wonder how many revs you could get on that, right?
I think that's a 16-incher.
Yeah, or larger.
2-2. Tried the change out of the zone. That's a good afternoon. Probably some Twizzlers involved, maybe some Skittles.
Ice cream.
Ice cream, get a dog. A little hot dog at the ballpark. Remember as a kid, a stomach ache was a part of the, that was expected when you left after the game. Like, oh.
Little wall ball that you play at the park.
Okay, okay.
Right?
Little Peppa. Did you guys play Pepper, or was
All
that
the
before
time.
your
Oh,
day?
yeah, yeah.
All
No,
the
no.
time.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that was my day.
The best was playing Pepper at a field that said no Pepper.
Yeah.
Felt like a real rebel. Waycazer draws the walk with 1 out.
Next batter for the Nobles is shortstop.
Josie Muffley,
Josie
1 for
Muffley.
2, single and a run. Pops it up. Frustrated with her effort there, 2 down.
Florida State going to small ball a little bit. 2 outs. Both of them have been off of the bunt attempt.
Next batter, number 3, Bethany Keene.
Bethany Keene in the 9 spot in the order. If Arizona can get out of this, get ready, because Skaggs, Pacho, and Skupin would be coming up in the bottom of the 5th. The Big Boppers.
And it is an interesting question that you asked. Does Sandercock come back out? You know, she came in relief, so if you pull her out, she's burnt for the game. So I don't know, maybe you put her back out, and then if she gets in trouble, then take change. Yeah.
Skied to third. That'll do it. Quick work from Silva. Get ready for some home run hitters. Step into the plate when we come back. Today's performance update is prepared by TaxAct. Carly Skupin getting the rally started. After they trailed 6-0, they put some hits together. and put a 4 spot up on the board to get right back into the ballgame. And now they'll try and tack on some more with the heart of their order coming up. We talked about whether or not Kat would be back, and in fact she is. Sandercock stays in the circle. And Edenfield also returns behind the dish.
And you got to be feeling pretty good about yourself. You put a crooked number up on the board against an All-American like Sandercock. See if they can continue the rhythm.
Second baseman, Ellie Skaggs.
Skaggs, 24 home runs last year. Pacho, 14. Skupin, 19. And they are the next 3 coming up. Of course, Arizona has always provided the power. 7 seasons of over 100 home runs. Way beyond what anyone else has put up. There's a rope out to right. Tying run coming to the plate for Arizona as Skaggs is aboard for the second time.
Well, it was interesting because they were, Arizona that is, was so off time the first couple of innings, but they are on time. That pitch, supposed to be low and outside, it kind of bleeds back into the zone and it just gets peppered the opposite way. But Arizona right now not fooled by Catherine Sandercock.
No bullpen activity as of yet. And here's Pacho, 0 for 2.
Ellie Skaggs is just such a good hitter. You guys, I love watching her play the game. So much power, steady Eddie up at the plate, a leader for Arizona.
She was the Pac-12's home run leader last year, making it 9 years in a row that an Arizona hitter has been the home run queen in the Pac-12. And her leadership has been critical to their good start after a crazy summer of turnover on the roster.
Izzy Pacho swinging big there, clearly looking up in the zone, getting out of her zone. That's something that she's done a good job at and adjusting, seeing more pitches at the plate, better awareness of the strike zone, seeing more pitches within her ABs.
And that was an interesting pitch to me because it looked like Sandercock took a little bit off that, worked more on spin than velocity. And Lonnie Alameda talks about that all the time. She'd rather have spin rotation than velocity.
Pacho pop up, Keene gets there to make the catch. 1 down.
It's a big out. As soon as Bethany Keene saw that ball in the air, she thought, I need to go get this. Going hard into that wall, understanding her awareness and where she was, how far the dugout is away from her. Great play.
Here comes Skupin, the home run hitter from the last inning. Absolutely tattooed it to straightaway center. Take strike 1.
And that's the pitch that I think she can throw hard and with good velocity. So that's that drop ball. It's so natural to her. And I think with that rise ball, it's her spin speed that's more important than her pitch speed.
Oh, and 2. Tying run at the plate with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th for Arizona. Runner advances. Skaggs over to second. Be some good dirt over there.
Right. Popular.
Don't forget, still to come later tonight on ESPN Plus, UCLA, Nebraska. We are just getting started all day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. ESPN's opening weekend of softball on the road to the Women's College World Series. One-two pitch.
It's risky to throw that rise ball right there, but you got to give her a different look because
Yeah.
she's continuing to go to that drop ball, but that rise ball didn't seem to get up enough for a 1-2 pitch. Got away with maybe a mistake to scoop in, but
Well, and I think, too, when you're beginning to really throw a rise ball after you've been heavy down throughout your career, learning to throw it inning after inning, it takes a lot of forearm strength, and she'll probably develop it and be able to throw it better longer throughout the game the more she throws it.
Stayed down in the zone there.
just got a little piece of it. But again, just making Sandercock work to throw more pitches within an at-bat, fouling him off, taking some close ones, trying to wear her down.
16 innings of work through the first week of the season for Sandercock. She gave up 7 hits. 6 hits tonight for Arizona in just 2 2/3 so far. Obviously a step up in the competition with a team that was at the World Series a year ago.
And 4 of those hits in a row. All off.
And you know you're going to, sorry.
No, left-handed hitters. Go ahead.
You know you're going to get something to hit. She doesn't walk very many
No.
batters. No walks in this game. Only 1 walk on the season so far.
Got Skaggs out at second. Two and two. Fouls it off.
Win it, quick it!
Surprised we haven't seen that off-sweep pitch mixed in just yet. Gonna go heavy on that drop ball, rise to change the eye level, but back down to that drop ball again.
Keep her from getting extended.
Ooh, 3-2.
She just missed that pitch a little up, maybe, Michelle.
Yeah, that was the change of pace you were talking about.
Maybe a little bit up, but looked like it got the bottom of the letters. It's tough.
Three-two pitch. Jammed her. And got her. 2 down. Strikeout number 8.
That was a battle back and forth, scooping, fouling off pitches. But Sandercock with this drop ball, it's got a little run underneath the hand, so it just disappears. Late sharp break, that's what it's all about. She puts it at the belt, lets it roll over the top, ends at the knees. Big strikeout, 8th of the game for Catherine Sandercock.
Conference in the circle with Lonnie Alameda. Taylor Beal tripled and scored her last time up. Again, she will be the tying run at the plate after they trailed 6-0. Trying to come all the way back. The Bruins are here. UCLA getting set for their game against Nebraska, coming up 7 Eastern on ESPN+. Number 2 behind Oklahoma in this week's poll after a 6-0 start for the Bruins. We'll see them tomorrow night against Alabama. Crimson Tide, a 5-4 winner over Duke today in a matchup of ranked teams.
She's continuing to go to that drop ball or that drop curve into these lefties over and over again. It's something we saw earlier in the game, go more to her rise ball away, moving that pitch away from them, but consistently going to that drop ball inside.
And she's got her 0-2. One and two.
How about the catch the pitch? Yes, sir, you go to work. That's you. That's you.
You know, either way, you guys, it's so good for these players early in the season to feel this type of pressure, to play in a crowd, in front of a crowd like this, to go up against the best of the best competition. It just, you can't recreate this at practice, no matter how hard you try.
TV cameras, the crowd, the time between innings, all those things that make the pressure build.
And the count runs full.
Great battle by the freshman.
And another one on deck, Olivia DiNardo.
Catch like a pipe.
Fights off the inside pitch.
You think about the pitch count, too, that Sandra Cock already has. She did not start this game, came in the second, has thrown about 3.5, 4 innings. It's already up 82.
Okay.
They have put together some good long at-bats, Arizona has.
Beal is not afraid to use that inside corner and get rid of those pitches. I mean, she has been looking for that slightly open and off the plate. Low inside pitch, she hit for a triple her last at-bat.
Oh, Danielle Laurie looking on. D'Lo with the velo.
D'Lo with the velo.
She likes checking out the pitchers. National championship pitcher in 2009 for the Washington Huskies. And then a Canadian Olympian, and right down the line, and there's Keene to make the play. Side retired, still a 2-run lead through 5 for Florida State. Today's game track is brought to you by EvoShield, a 6-0 lead for Florida State as they jumped in front early. And then the rally started for Arizona in that 4th inning. They put up a 4 spot. And we have a 2-run ball game heading to the 6th inning. In our showdown of former national champions. Leading off for the Noles here in the 6th. Top of the order, and Kaylee Mudge. Drove in a couple of runs with a single in the 2nd, and then walked and scored herself in the 4th. Flies out to center, 1 down. Mac Leonard, the first baseman, has re-entered, and she will get back into the 2 spot in the order. A couple of singles for Mac today. Three runs in the 2nd, 2 more in the 3rd. They added 1 in the 4th. 3 errors from the Arizona defense today. Not on that occasion. Good backhanded snag for Behringer, 2 down.
You just tell that Arizona really settled into this game. Caitlin Lowe talked about it. They're playing a little bit tight in that 4th inning.
Center fielder,
Something
Kaylee
changed where
Harding.
they just became a little bit more loose.
Florida State hasn't had a hit since the 4th inning.
Kaylee Harding.
Actually through the lineup now. They've been 1 time through the lineup here, 4th through the 6th. Without a hit, you can just feel that momentum start to change, and different looks, different arms in the circle.
If you're looking for a player that would become more of a household name around college softball this season, Kaylee Harding might be a good bet. Lonnie Alameda calls her a professional hitter in her approach. And actually told us that Kat Sandercock will seek her out to pitch to her in scrimmages and just in batting practice because she wants the challenge of facing the best hitter.
Isn't that cool? It says a lot about how competitive Sandercock is.
Oh, and there's a rope. Off the wall and left center, Harding into 2nd with a professional hit right there.
Harding just has a great eye, knows how to barrel up a ball. His pitch is going to be a curveball that just stays over the plate. Look at the way she just extends through it. That ball just explodes off of her back. Going off of the wall, just missing a home run.
Extra bases for Harding. And a runner in scoring position with 2 outs for Edenfield. Waited on the change and got under it. Behringer gloves that side, retired. The hit, 1 left on as the sun sets over the white sands of Clearwater Beach. And on the 10th try, the Florida State Seminoles have won their first national championship. Well, that was the celebration in 2018 for Florida State. They were back in the finals in 2021. And the season outlook for the Noles, they are the preseason favorites in the ACC. They took a loss to Longwood already in the season. And of course, led by their All-American pitcher, Catherine Sandercock. 6-0 lead, but that's turned into some drama here as Arizona has come back with 4. And to the bottom of the 6th inning, they have 2 more opportunities.
Leading off for the Wildcats, the designated hitter, Olivia DiNardo.
The DP, Olivia DiNardo, 2 for 2. RBI single in that 4-run fourth inning.
That's the pitch. It's beautiful. Wow.
All DiNardo can do is smile.
Yeah.
DiNardo goes the opposite way. Mudge tracks. 1 down. Oh, there's the All-American Megan Faremo getting ready. That's the youngster who's got next, right next to her. Taylor Tinsley, stud recruit for the Bruins. But Megan Faremo, last year's Pac-12 Pitcher of the Year, on a mission to get the Bruins back to the national championship. UCLA return to the World Series, and there's a base rip for Dimmler, heading for second. And the stand-up double will once again bring the tying run to the plate.
Dimmler's had a nice day out of the 8th spot. Just that one strikeout in her first at bat against Sandercock, and then a couple of hits in her next 2 ABs. Hit that ball hard. Got past Belvey, the center fielder, for extra bases.
3rd inning in a row, they have brought the tying run to the plate.
The next batter for the Wildcats, the left fielder.
But they are 0 for 4 in the previous opportunities. And Dakota Kennedy has another chance. A couple of strikeouts against Sandercock with runners on. Back in the 2nd and again in the 4th. Bottom 4 in the order for Arizona have reached base 6 times tonight. They've scored 3 runs.
Throw that pitch between 47 and 53 miles an hour. Really good changeup. It's hard to see out of the hand.
Can Cat get her a 3rd time? Outside the line. Of course, Arizona knows a thing or two about resiliency. They were 0-8 out of the gate last year in Pac-12 play, and then steadily got better after that. And by the time they hit the postseason, they upset Missouri on the road in the regionals and then beat Mississippi State on the road in the super regionals to get back to Oklahoma City for the 3rd year in a row.
It's one of the things I love about our sport. It's just, you know, you get hot, you go streaking at the right time.
Yeah. Of course, there's also history between these 2 programs. They played each other 4 times in 2021, and it was Florida State at the World Series that ended Mike Candrea's career and bounced the Cats from the tournament as Florida State advanced to the championship series that year.
What a take by Dakota Kennedy. Not even worried about the past couple of times that she struck out, trusting her eyes, trusting her awareness of the strike zone, taking a close pitch.
Yeah, she's battled against Sandercock as a freshman. I mean, she's struck out a couple times, but she's fouled off a couple of pitches and definitely, as you said, Amanda, really good takes.
2-2. Fly ball headed towards Mudge. Kaylee's got it. Runner will hold. 2 down for the top of the order.
Next batter for the Wildcats, center fielder Jasmine.
How many more times will opportunity knock for Arizona?
Getting dirty, nothing by it. See it go. Nothing by it.
Do they have the timely hit in one of their bats?
That's the question. They're 8 for 25 on the game, but they are 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position and 0 for 5 with 2 outs.
Hiroshika is the type of hitter that has a couple of different tools in her toolbox, able to drag or to chop slap, but Caitlin Lowe was talking about how it's a little bit more firmer of a slap. The infield's playing in. That would be a time to rely on that with how close the left side of the infield is playing toward her, crowding her space.
One and one.
And it's interesting, even with 2 outs, just seeing the way that Florida State, look at the defense here. Mac Leonard, first baseman, well off. Got second baseman Flaherty up the middle. Left side pulled hard toward the line.
Play to first made by Hartley to end the threat. 6-4, Florida State to the 7th.
TaxAct Clearwater Invitational, presented by EvoShield, is brought to you by TaxAct. File for less and get more. St. Pete, Clearwater, Florida. Let's shine. Plan your escape at visitstpeteclearwater.com. And EvoShield, the source for custom fitting protective gear.
Oh, good times in the Bay Area here at the TaxAct Clearwater Invitational. Fun for all on this opening day of the tournament. Got to be some cotton candy or a snow cone just off camera there, I think. 6-4 our score. Florida State leading Arizona as we head to the 7th. 5, 6, and 7 due up for Florida State. And then Arizona would have the heart of their order due up in the bottom of the 7th. Having a couple of strikeouts and an RBI double back in the 3rd inning. Silva threw 2 1/3, 1 hit. A walk has kept Florida State off the board. The 3rd pitcher of the day for the Cats, and induces the pop up there, 1 out.
She's done a good job. She's got a lot of balls hit up in the air. Nothing really hard hit except for Harding's double last inning.
Came on back in the 4th.
We've seen 2 freshman pitchers, 2 left-handed freshman pitchers come into a game and just be able to shut down an opposing
Next batter for the Noles,
offense.
number 77.
Cassidy Curd for Duke come in against Alabama and do a really good job, and now Issa Silva.
Katie Dack has re-entered. RBI single in the 3rd for Katie. Reached on an error in the 2nd. A lot of power in that bat for the transfer from Texas A&M. 13 home runs in Aggieland last year. All SEC second teamer out of Parker, Colorado.
And Coach Alameda talked about how easy of a transition it was for Katie Dack to come into their program because they recruited Katie Dack. Ended up choosing A&M, but they decided to come over here to Florida State.
Relationships ever more important in this era of the portal, because you never know when a former recruit might come back around.
Got to learn from Craig Snyder last year at Texas A&M, who was an old coach at Florida State, so a lot of similar verbiage and way of teaching and coaching.
Of course, that was the other big coaching change. Dack strikes out, 2 down. Tricia Ford leaving Arizona State to take over at A&M.
Silva's done a good job of spinning these pitches more up in the zone. You're not going to see her work down as much as somebody like Sandercock, but be able to work both sides of the plate more up in the zone, getting Katie Dack to swing big and swing through that pitch.
Megan Bartlett taking over at Arizona State. And even though she didn't leave the game, she moved on to UC Santa Barbara. Certainly a shout out to Joe Evans,
That's
the
right.
legendary coach at A&M.
Absolutely.
As A&M chose to go in a new direction.
I've done that before.
Same.
It's okay.
Just scuffing up that ball a little bit.
That's right.
1-1 to Waykazer. Out to center. Paris Cheek is under it. One more chance for Arizona. Behringer, Skaggs, and Pacho coming up. UCLA Bruins getting ready. Had a huge opening weekend, and they are on deck against Nebraska at 7 Eastern on ESPN Plus. And how about this intrigue? You know, Lonnie Alameda said she might even have a bullpen this year. Is this somebody that she's looking at to be a closer? It's the freshman McKenna Reed on to replace the All-American Kat Sandercock.
And she came all the way over from Oregon. Throws in the upper 60s, more that lefty type spin, likes that rise ball. A pitcher who came in throwing 58-60, but with working with Coach Alameda and getting her healthy, able to hit 68-70.
May just be for one batter. Is that possible? Because that is the new right fielder, Kat Sandercock.
And with the lefty-lefty matchup, maybe going back to the righty-righty
Yes,
matchup.
how about that? Okay.
And you see Lauren Lappin and the home plate umpire Lonnie Alameda, I think, trying to figure out how all of this is going to work. Lauren Lappin reporting back to the Arizona dugout, like, okay, here's what's going on.
Leading off for the Wildcats.
Well,
number 30,
Sandercock didn't start the game, and so if she's removed, she's burned.
burnt.
Yeah, right. So you got to put her somewhere out there defensively, so I guess it's right field.
And Janai Kerr is the new center fielder. So the strategy here, right, guys, is Reed is probably going to keep everything to the right side of the plate to make sure that there's no pull towards Sandercock.
Now listen, pitchers can also play defensive
I'm
positions.
sorry, you're right.
Thank you.
I should not make assumptions. Although she's really far back, almost to the warning track against the slapper. She's just lurking. She's lurking. Oh, wait, she's shifting. She's shifting.
Look at it.
Look at it, thumbs up.
You're right,
got
Michelle.
you.
I stand corrected. You pitchers do look very natural out there in the outfield. My apologies. Oh, she's swinging away. Hartley's got it at first. It's one down, and they are down to their final 2 outs. And here comes Skaggs, last year's home run queen. There's
staying
a
out there.
dancing pitching right fielder.
I love it. Oh, now they're switching. Okay. Yep.
Well, this is interesting. Blaze Behringer's single in the first inning was to left field, which is where Cat just moved. Or excuse me, Skaggs. Her last hit was to right, so that's why they just switched.
Makes you smile a little
Yeah,
bit,
it
you
does.
know? It's just
It's
very
intrigue.
interesting to see how they're going to navigate this. And it's still a really close game, too. Just down by 2 runs. Middle of the lineup.
A walk, a strikeout, and a single for Allie. Reed gets the swing and the miss. And oh, by the way, it is the freshman in the circle. In a high leverage situation. Can they get a base runner, extend the inning to get Skupin to the plate? She would need someone to reach the home run hitter from earlier.
I like this McKenna Reed, the way she's spinning the ball, some good velocity. Allie Skaggs getting her to swing and miss, not an easy feat.
Velo up 67 to 69 miles an hour.
2-2 pitch. This is good stuff. So, Pacho, you got another righty coming up. And then Skupin the lefty, but Skupin's home run was off of Sandercock.
It's always easier to come in than it is to go back.
I know as a pitcher you want the ball. But as a pitching right fielder, are you out there saying, please don't hit it to me. Please don't hit it to me.
Yeah, she doesn't look.
How many fly balls do you think she's caught in her Florida State career?
Maybe she's out there during BP, you know? Maybe she
possible.
caught their eyes during BP, getting some reps. She definitely looks like she's thinking what we're thinking while
Yes.
she's out there. Just if we could get into her head, just
Look like I fit in. Let's look like I fit in.
blend, just blend.
Act natural.
I've been here before.
2-2 pitch. 8th pitch of the at-bat for Allie Skaggs. Struck her out. 2 down.
How about Reed, the freshman, expanding the zone against Allie Skaggs, one of the best hitters on this Arizona team. He's working that spin, that velocity.
The next batter for the Wildcats.
Nice, long, aggressive leg drive off of that pitching rubber, getting out to that 8-foot circle.
And now it's Izzy Pacho, the number 4 hitter, who is 0 for 3. With Skupin on deck.
These freshman pitchers stepping up today. The freshman left-handed pitchers
day.
stepping up today.
One and one.
And the thing is, too, you know, not a lot of tape and film on the freshmen, so you get to kind of go out and be yourself and not worry too much about what the other team knows about you.
Her college career so far, 7 innings of work. And here she is trying to close the door on Arizona in the bottom of the 7th. Looking for her first save. Oh, our buddy put on his sweatshirt.
He's still in the
He is enthralled by the action on the field.
field.
FSU fans say it's K-time. Pacho sends one out to right. And there to make the catch is Mudge. And that'll do it. Florida State hangs on to win it 6-4. McKenna Reed gets her first career save. Kat Sandercock gets to play both left and right field to end it for the Noles, 6-4.
What a great day of softball. We saw a lot of really good stuff today.
This is just day one.
I know,
Three
right?
more of these days with more action tomorrow and Saturday. All 4 games will be revved up.
Oh, yeah. Well, you get a little bit of everything, right? It's an early season game. I want to see how people look in high leverage and in pressure situations. I want to see how they look facing top quality pitching for the first time, especially a lot of these younger players, and they're getting a taste of it.
Absolutely. I mean, you need a pitching staff nowadays. Even if you have a good ace, you have to develop pitchers behind them. You got to put them in pressure situations, and we saw that today.
Well, and I think that we saw some teams come out tight today, too. So interested to see how teams come out tomorrow after some games under their belt, but also a lot of teams getting their first taste of Clearwater tomorrow.
Hey, we're not done yet. Head over to ESPN.